decoding the fundamentals of crypto, one block at a time. Welcome to Chain Insights, where we analyze and break down the core principles of exciting crypto projects using cutting-edge AI tools. Always remember that our content is for educational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice.
All right, get ready because we're going to be a deep dive into Ondo finance today.
Okay.
And they're trying to bridge that gap between serious finance, institutional grade finance, and then the world of blockchain.
Right.
So we've got a bunch of company updates, market data, and even some articles that try to explain it all.
Cool.
And our mission is Ondo just hype or are they really changing the game here?
Yeah.
And one thing that really jumped out at me was how much they're focused on real-world assets,
Okay.
like bringing U.S. treasuries onto the blockchain, stuff like that.
Interesting.
And get this, their Ondo token, it's been kind of quietly making waves since it launched just over a year ago.
Well, what's interesting about Ondo is they're not just chasing all the latest crypto trends.
Right.
They're trying to build a system for trust and security.
Yeah.
Which is really important when you're talking about people's money.
Especially in crypto.
Especially in the crypto world.
Yeah, for sure.
Volatile.
Okay, so let's break it down. What exactly is Ondo Finance? What are they trying to do?
So Ondo has two main parts to it.
Okay.
First, they have an asset management arm, so think of it like traditional funds, but with a blockchain twist.
Okay.
They're creating and managing tokenized financial products, so they're bringing these investments onto the blockchain.
So how does that change things for the actual user?
It's really about accessibility and efficiency.
Okay.
Blockchain allows for fractional ownership,
Mhm.
so you can invest in a portion of an asset rather
Yeah.
than needing the full amount.
Got it.
So this opens up opportunities that were previously out of reach for a lot of investors.
Okay.
And then also blockchain transactions are usually much faster and cheaper than traditional methods.
So it's like they're building the investment products themselves,
Right.
but they also have this whole technology development side to it, right?
Right.
They're building the underlying infrastructure.
Exactly. Ondo is also developing what's called decentralized finance protocols. So think of these as the building blocks for a new financial system, one that's open and transparent,
Wow.
hopefully more equitable than traditional models.
That's a pretty big goal.
Yeah, it is.
And they're working with some pretty big names in traditional finance,
Absolutely.
like Morgan Stanley,
Yeah.
BlackRock. Those got to lend them some serious credibility.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It shows that they're serious about combining the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Taking that stability, the regulatory compliance of traditional finance, and putting it with the innovation and efficiency of blockchain.
That's where the institutional grade finance comes in.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got this idea of building products, building technology,
Right.
but they also talk about the Ondo ecosystem. What is that?
So the Ondo Ecosystem Directory is a network of partners that help make their mission possible.
Okay.
They help address some of the biggest challenges in the crypto space.
Okay, like what?
Well, one of those is liquidity.
Right.
Crypto markets are very volatile. It's hard to buy and sell assets quickly.
Yeah.
So Ondo has partnered with companies like Bybit, Wintermute, even DeFi protocols like Uniswap to make sure there's 24/7 liquidity.
So it's like no matter when you want to trade,
Right.
there's always someone on the other side,
Yeah, exactly.
especially in the fast-paced crypto world.
Makes the market more accessible,
For sure.
more efficient.
And another one is, you got to make sure those assets are safe.
Yeah. Custody, how to keep assets secure.
Right.
They're working with established institutions that have proven track records in asset security.
You can't have everyone's investments just floating around out there, right?
Right.
No safeguards.
Exactly.
So how easy is it to use these assets across all these different blockchains?
Right. So utility.
Yeah, you've got Ethereum.
Yeah, you've got all these different blockchains, different rules, different quirks.
Yeah, and they don't always play nice together.
Right. So that's where Ondo uses the Ondo Bridge and Axelar technology to make their tokens move between these different blockchains.
Okay, so it's like a universal translator.
It is.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like Star Trek blockchain edition.
Exactly. It lets them move between these ecosystems.
Why is that so important?
Well, interoperability is crucial for DeFi to grow.
Okay.
It brings down those barriers, and it leads to a more connected and efficient financial system.
So it's like if your bank account and your Venmo and your crypto wallet could all just talk to each other.
That's the future.
Yeah.
That's what we're building towards.
Okay, so we've talked about the ecosystem, the partners, all the tech.
Right.
What are some actual products Ondo's offering investors?
One of their main products is tokenized cash equivalents.
Okay.
Think of these as blockchain versions of traditional assets.
Okay.
U.S. treasuries, money market funds, that kind of thing.
So, like, tokenized U.S. treasuries.
Yeah,
That sounds almost safe compared to some of the stuff in crypto.
exactly. That's the point.
Yeah.
These are designed to be lower risk investments, generate a steady yield. They're a way to get exposure to these traditional assets, but within the crypto ecosystem.
So are they kind of like stable coins, but you're earning interest?
They're similar, but there's a key difference.
What's that?
With these products, the holders, not the issuers, earn the majority of the yield from the underlying asset.
Oh.
That's different from the typical stablecoin model.
Okay, so you're getting that stability of a traditional asset, but you're also getting yield
Exactly.
within the crypto ecosystem.
That's the idea. It's another way that Ondo is bridging that gap between traditional and decentralized finance.
Sure.
It gives investors more choices,
Right.
potentially opens these products up to a wider audience.
So it's not about like speculation and crazy bets anymore.
Yeah,
They're building a platform for like managing your wealth, growing it in a secure and accessible way,
exactly.
using the power of blockchain.
That's the vision.
This is starting to make a lot of sense to me.
It's a vision that has the potential to change how we think about investing.
And institutions are noticing.
Yes, they are. The
Right?
fact that they're working with BlackRock,
Yeah.
that says a lot.
Before we talk about, how the Ondo token itself is doing,
Sure.
there's one more thing I want to touch on, which is Flux Finance.
Oh, yeah.
What is that?
Flux Finance is Ondo's protocol development arm.
Okay.
They're building out decentralized finance protocols that are actually designed to eventually operate on their own,
Really?
independently of Ondo.
So it's like an incubator
Yes.
for these new DeFi projects.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
They're nurturing these projects,
Mhm.
giving them a foundation to grow,
Right.
but the goal is for them to become self-sustaining.
It's like the kids going off to college.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It really speaks to their commitment to decentralization.
That's really cool.
It is.
Okay, so we've covered the mission, the ecosystem, products,
Right.
their work with Flux Finance. Let's actually talk about the Ondo token itself.
All right. Well, the Ondo token has seen some really impressive growth
Yeah.
since its launch a little over a year ago. Right now, according to CoinGecko, it's ranked. It's number 39 on CoinGecko's list
Wow, number 39.
of cryptocurrencies by market cap.
Out of all of them.
Out of all of them.
That's pretty big,
It is.
especially considering how many tokens are out there.
Right, exactly.
What do you think's driving that climb?
I think it's a few things.
Yeah.
Ondo's focus on real-world assets, that's getting a lot of attention.
Okay.
Bringing those traditional assets onto the blockchain
Yeah.
is a big deal.
Yeah.
Investors are definitely taking notice.
And their partnerships.
And their partnerships.
With big institutions.
Yeah, those give them a lot of credibility.
Lends them legitimacy.
Exactly.
So it's not just, some fly-by-night token.
Right, and also the Ondo token itself.
Right. Okay.
It has strong utility within the Ondo ecosystem.
So it's not just a speculative asset.
It's not just people hoping the price will go up.
Right.
It's actually a key part of how their platform functions.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
People are actually using it.
They are.
That's cool.
So speaking of price, right now it's trading at around 1.28 USD.
Okay, hold on. Before we get to that,
Okay.
I'm curious about the bigger picture.
Right.
Like, what's the highest it's ever been? What's the lowest?
Sure.
Just to give us some context.
So Ondo hit an all-time high of 2.14 USD
Okay.
back in December of 2024.
So it's down a bit from there.
It is down from that peak, but it's still significantly up from its all-time low,
Which was?
which was 0.32 USD
Ooh.
back in June of 2023.
So shortly after launch.
Yeah, shortly after it launched.
It's had its ups and downs.
It has, but the overall trend
Yeah.
seemed to be upwards.
Yeah, for sure.
And trading volume's healthy too.
So there's a lot of interest.
Yeah, a lot of activity.
What's the 24-hour trading volume at?
Over 427 million USD.
Wow. That's not nothing.
Not bad for a token that's only been around for a little over a year.
So how is the price determined? It's not like a stock, right?
You're right. It's a little more complex than that. The price you see on sites like CoinGecko, that's a volume-weighted average
Okay.
from multiple exchanges.
So it takes all those different platforms into account,
It does.
gives you a better sense of what the actual value is.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense.
Another interesting thing we can see on CoinGecko is the community sentiment around Ondo.
What's that like?
Right now, it's overwhelmingly positive.
Really?
89% of CoinGecko users are feeling bullish on the token.
That's a pretty strong vote of confidence.
It is.
Why are people so optimistic?
I think it's a few things.
Yeah.
Ondo's tackling a real problem.
Okay.
You've got the growth of the real-world asset sector.
Yeah.
and they've got a strong team, strong partnerships.
Right.
It all adds up to a really compelling story.
This is really fascinating. I feel like I'm getting it now. You
Good.
know? It's one thing to understand the mechanics, but it's another thing to see why it matters.
Right, to connect it to those larger trends.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so we've talked about their mission, their ecosystem,
Yep.
their approach to bridging traditional finance and blockchain, the Ondo token.
Yep.
What are some key takeaways you'd want our listener to walk away with?
I'd say first, Ondo's commitment to trust and security,
Yeah,
that's huge in this space.
absolutely.
They're not just chasing quick profits.
Yeah.
They're building a system that's designed to last.
Yeah,
Second, their focus on real-world assets.
okay.
That's a game changer. It opens up a lot of new possibilities for investors.
And third,
Their approach to building an ecosystem,
okay,
working with partners instead of going it alone,
right.
that's a sign of strength.
Yeah.
They understand that collaboration is key to success, especially in such a fast-moving industry.
It's like they're creating a whole new category of investment products,
Yeah.
taking the best of traditional and decentralized finance.
Exactly.
And that raises some really interesting questions.
It does.
What if this becomes the norm?
Right. What if everyone starts doing this?
Could this lead to greater access for investors of all levels?
That's a big question.
Imagine a world where anyone, regardless of their background, could invest in these sophisticated strategies.
It's a powerful idea.
Yeah?
It's one that Ondo is working toward.
That's really cool.
So it's not just about Ondo itself.
It's bigger than that.
It's about this potential for change on a larger scale.
I'm really glad we did this deep dive.
Peter,
Where can people go to learn more?
their website's a great place to start.
Yeah.
They've got tons of information about their products, their team, their partnerships.
What about market data?
CoinGecko's great for that.
Okay.
You can track the Ondo token.
See how it's doing.
Exactly.
Cool.
And if you want to go even deeper,
Yeah.
they have really good technical documentation,
Oh, wow.
even for people who aren't, blockchain experts.
So they're really trying to be transparent,
They are.
which is so important in the crypto world.
It really is. Transparency builds trust.
Okay, so we've laid it all out,
We have.
explored the key players, analyzed the potential impact. What's the big question you want to leave our listener with?
I would ask them this.
Yeah.
Given Ondo's focus on bridging traditional finance with blockchain
Yeah.
and their goal of making these products accessible to everyone,
Okay.
what could the future of investing look like if they actually pull this off?
Wow.
What could it look like?
That's a big one.
It is.
It's not just about Ondo.
Right.
It's about how we think about money and wealth and access to opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. It's a conversation worth having.
Absolutely.
It's about the world we want to create.
Well said. I think our listeners are ready to continue this journey on their own.
I hope so.
This has been really insightful. Thanks for joining us.
It's been a pleasure.
I hope our listeners will stay curious and keep learning.
Keep diving deep.
Until next time.
You know what's really fascinating to me?
What's that?
The impact this could have on the developing world. Places where access to traditional finance is really limited.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
How could Ondo help there?
Imagine like a farmer in a remote village
Okay.
being able to get a microloan through a decentralized platform
Wow.
using their crops as collateral,
That's a great idea.
or a small business owner
Yeah.
accessing global markets through these tokenized securities,
That would be huge.
bypassing those traditional gatekeepers.
Right.
It's really about empowering individuals and communities
Yeah.
in a way that just wasn't possible before.
So it's not just making the existing system more efficient.
Yeah.
It's about opening it up.
It's about expanding access and opportunity for everyone.
That's really cool.
That's the
Yeah.
potential.
Yeah.
It's still early,
Sure.
but Ondo's vision is really compelling.
It is.
And the fact that they're attracting interest from both sides,
Yeah.
the traditional finance world and the crypto community.
It says something. This has been a really eye-opening deep dive.
It has.
I feel like I've learned so much.
Good. I'm glad.
Not just about Ondo finance, but about the future of finance.
Yeah, it's a complex landscape.
It is.
But the more we understand it,
Yeah.
the better we can navigate these changes that are coming.
Blockchain is going to be a big part of that.
Absolutely.
It already is.
Companies like Ondo are leading the way.
Yeah.
They're showing us what's possible.
When you combine innovation with a commitment to, building a more accessible, more equitable financial system.
I'm feeling optimistic.
Me too. There are definitely challenges.
Always.
But the potential is huge.
It is enormous.
Thanks for joining us on this journey.
My pleasure.
Hopefully our listener is feeling inspired.
Yeah. Inspired to learn more
Explore this world for themselves.
and to think critically
Yeah.
about the future of finance.
What role do we want to play?
Right. Exactly.
Until next time, stay curious, keep learning.
And keep diving deep.
We'll see you then.
If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more deep dives into crypto fundamentals, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow.